For Victims and Villains, my name is Josh, and today we are live from Fantasia Fest once again. This is someone's daughter. Someone's daughter tells the story of a criminal defense lawyer that is kidnapped and sent to a remote island where she struggles to essentially survive with a man that she defended in a case of rape. Someone's daughter just kind of feels like a missed opportunity here. In some ways, this movie could have been a great survival horror film a la Send Help from earlier this year. In other ways, this film really could have been a scathing commentary on how our court systems really kind of fumble cases when it comes to the subjects of sexual assault, rape, and justice for the families of said victims. And instead, it just ultimately misses the mark for both points. Which is really sad because given this film's opening few minutes, you really do think that it's going to dive deep into the emotional backlash of cases like this. And instead, it just kind of throws itself into its setting and its atmosphere and kind of attempts to be this really big survival horror story. And it kind of just fumbles along the way. There's not one time in the course of this film where I was kind of really amazed by anything outside of the performances here. This is just one of those cases of those films where it's an overall mediocre film. It just happens to have an incredible cast and absolutely phenomenal performances. Pascale Bussieres plays our lawyer Sam in this movie. She delivers an incredible dynamic performance and really does elevate this movie up from just kind of being a forgettable mess. Francois Arnaud, who I'm probably mispronouncing his name, but he plays our defendant in this film that kind of gets stranded on this island with Sam. And again, fantastic performance. I think the two of them, when it comes down to it, they have great chemistry, but also is able to really curate this really dynamic tension that I think the film really needs, and I wish that had more of. Pacing in this movie is just fine. It's nothing remarkable. It does what it sets out to do, and it tells this story that, while yes, it is predictable, it does pace itself at a fairly reasonable rate. I don't know. I'm trying to find good things to say about this movie. I guess with that one said, I'm ready to run this one through the Rorschach rating scale. I'm going to go ahead and give Someone's Daughter a 1.5 out of 5. Overall, this just felt like a missed opportunity on multiple fronts. This film could have been an incredible commentary on the lack of justice or how the justice system has an effect on not only survivors and victims of sexual assault, but also their families, and kind of how this is kind of has a ripple effect. For one. For two, this film also just fails at being a survival horror film, or even a thriller, if you would like to call it that. Performances here are dynamite. They are incredible, to say the least. They are the shining, redeeming moments of this film in an otherwise overly boring and predictable film. As of this video, Someone's Daughter currently has no distribution, but if you guys are interested in checking it out, in the show notes below, you guys will find links to check out more information about this, as well as some of the other selections from this year's Fantasia Fest, but also our social media. The reason that I bring up our social media is because when we cover smaller festivals like this with smaller films, we always like to make sure that we're able to share when this film gets wider distribution, so that audiences like yourself can check out movies like Someone's Daughter and some of the other features that we've covered from this year's Fantasia Fest. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicide, addiction, self-harm, or depression, please click the links in our show notes below to check out our mental health resource library. At the end of the day, this is the reason why we cover the content that we do, so to let you know that you are not alone. Suicide is currently the 11th leading cause of death in the United States, and there are over 49,000 people that died by suicide in 2023, and another 1.6 million people that attempted suicide that same year. That boils down to roughly, for every one person that died by suicide, there's 25 to 26 more people that were also attempting suicide that same year. Once again, in the show notes below, you guys will find links to our mental health resource library, more movie reviews like this, more podcasts, social media, and the subscribe button. So until next time, remember to keep it classy, keep it spooky, and have a great night.